Peace to everyone. Apologies for the weird lighting. So I want to do a quick little video kind of recapping what I saw in the Ann Townsend and Turner Hunt interview. Basically, what what I saw is that, well, first they were all celebrating the fact that Leonard Peltier was released from prison. I'm not thrilled about that because he is a murderer. And people have defended him for decades. But even like 2 decades ago, people came out, people who knew him said, yeah, we're sorry to the families of those he killed, but he actually did do it. And we were quiet about it, but we know that he did it. Nobody pardoned him, including Barack Obama. So it happening now is, and also happening like at the end of the 4-year term, it's obviously all political. And Joe Biden is so not coherent that he wasn't the one really doing it. You know what I'm saying? His handlers were, through him. He was doing it. They were doing it by proxy through him. Anyway. Yeah, so they were all celebrating that. I'm not for that. Anyway, I am for the J6ers being released because there's actual proof that they were being set up. They were actually let into the building and guided around by the Capitol Police. So the fact that they were being put in jail for 20 years, that some of them sat in jail for 4 years for hitting a cop. There's so much going on wrong with how the government handled the J6ers. So now Trump is pardoning these guys, all but like 6 of them, I think. I think their sentences are being commuted, or anyway, they're investigating that one a little bit further as of days ago. But I support the J6ers being pardoned because those that are actually guilty, those who are guilty of hitting a cop, maybe, I don't know. I mean, you shouldn't be in jail for 4 years for that. You shouldn't be put in jail for 20 years for not even being there or instigating an insurrection. Okay? Like, the way this has been handled is insane. So, and the only person that actually died was a protester. So, yeah. So it's insane the way things have gone about. Anyway, back to the meat and potatoes of what they discussed. Meaning Ann Townsend and Turner Hunt. Now, like I said, I mean, if he didn't present the facts, I was going to speak against him. If he was being honest, I was going to support him. And this video is mostly in support of Turner Hunt, and here's why. He is an actual legit former employee of Muskogee Nation. And basically, according to him at least, now again, Darrell Proctor, who shut him down allegedly from speaking, which I could believe, but I don't know for sure, because I wasn't there, but it's probably true. And Principal Chief David Hill, who decided to go through with some stuff that he probably shouldn't have, that Turner was trying to get them to not do. Like, and this is me trying to remember, this has been a few days. I missed I missed the second 30 minutes of the video because I was working and I had to go back to fix it. But I watched like the first 30 minutes and then like the everything after the 60-minute mark or 55-minute mark. So I missed about 30 minutes of it roughly. But from what I can gather, Mr. Hunt told them to not try to gain more funds for the department he was basically working in, because there's still funding that had to be used up that had not yet been used up. The chief said, we're going to go ahead and do it anyway, essentially. And it sounds like, and again, he was kind of all over the place, but it sounds like the tribe was going to try to sue another Indian tribe to get funds. All this stuff sounds kind of unethical. And if Mr. Hunt is telling the truth, and I think he is, and I voted for Principal Chief David Hill. I think he's, for the most part, done a good job. But if Mr. Hunt is telling the truth, and I think he is, then the MCN government acted unethically on this issue. Now, do even good leaders make mistakes? Yes. Yes, it happens. But unfortunately, they decided to basically fire him because he was writing letters, and they didn't want to hear it, so they basically let him go. That's kind of the gist of it. Now, he was going to let it go himself and just not make a big stink of it, except that Darrell Proctor wouldn't allow him to speak publicly at a, I think it was a town council type thing, so some type of like town hall type meeting thing. Anyway, he was rejected from being able to speak, and that kind of pissed him off, and I understand why. So he decided to go online and start blasting all these people. And Townsend emphasized that she's close to some of these people, that she's known them for a long time, and so she wanted to get to the bottom of things. Now, she wasn't attacking Mr. Hunt when she said that. If anything, she's supporting what he's doing, but she wanted to know what was going on. Why was he doing this? And she's also emphasized that her family's been involved in MCN politics for the last, I think she's like 30 years or whatever. Anyway, her family's been involved. And ultimately, a lot of promises have been made by tribal government that are never fulfilled. And it just keeps on happening. Now, does that mean we're not making progress? I think we are making progress. But we can always make things better. She also mentioned, and this is the thing I think is kind of stupid, is that we can vote for representatives in the districts that we're not registered to vote in. So if you're registered in Okfuskee, you can vote for those in McIntosh. If you're in Tulsa County, you can vote for those who are in, whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's like, why should I be able to vote for someone who's the mayor of the next city over when I live in this city? Why should I be able to vote for the governor of the next state over when I live in this state? You guys see my point? And that's kind of the issue that's going on right now. And so her kind of, she gets that. It sounds like she kind of understands that. She also defends the current system because you keep getting, if you don't do something different, you're going to have the same people getting voted in all the time, because the whole area, the whole district is full of the same family, for example. And so they all vote for their kinfolk. And so the same person gets reelected over and over and over and over again. I get it. Here's the check and balance on that. Here's my retort to Ann Townsend's support of the current system. Like term limits. You can't keep running for office over and over again. We set that up. We need to set that up, I should say. Let's set that up so we can't keep, getting the same person. Now, it might be a different family member, same family, but then again, you got the same people living in the area. Well, at the end of the day, why should I be able to determine what happens in Tulsa district when I, am registered to vote in a different district, right? It makes no sense. I never thought it made any sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It only makes sense if you want to keep certain people from getting elected over and over again who live outside of your area. And if you want to pad the votes for those who don't support that person, who live in that area. Also, there's a lot of people who don't vote and they're not registered to vote and don't think they are allowed to vote. Because there is a certain amount of ignorance in some parts of Muskogee Nation because they just don't know that they're eligible to vote as citizens of the nation. That's a real problem right there. Turner kind of gets into that a little bit, saying he's been on jury duty a bunch of times because there's not enough registered voters, blah, blah, blah. We need more registered voters. Not for that reason specifically, but for that and other reasons. Okay? Maybe if there are more registered voters in those districts where the same people keep getting reelected, we might have new people, new blood in the government. So that needs to kind of happen, I think. But also we need to set term limits, or say you can only run so many times. That's it. That's the answer. Make that a constitutional amendment in the MCN Constitution and go from there. We can't just be like, oh, well, we don't like that someone over there keeps getting reelected. That's not your business, in my opinion. I mean, really, like, too bad, so sad. Like, let's change the Constitution and amend the situation in a different way, not by we all vote for everyone else's mayor. To me, that's stupid. Come on. Okay. But I see her point. I get her point. She explains it probably better than I'm presenting it, in all fairness to her. So, what else? Turner Hunt he was saying that if he's wrong, please prove him wrong. He'd be glad to be proven wrong, that type of thing. The way he presents himself, I believe him to be a person of integrity. I do believe that he's telling the truth. Now, I could be wrong only if he's wrong unknowingly, okay? Because I'm also not in the middle of all of what's going on. So that's kind of the thing. I think that we need to know more. He's going to speak more on the issue, I believe. And I'm going to try to pay attention as I'm able to. I've been very busy lately. Very, very busy. So it's been hard to find time to catch up on things. I'm glad that here right now, a little over a week after my last video, I'm actually making another video to post on this topic. And there's other stuff I want to talk about in regards to Indian country and Donald Trump and all of the, I'm going to say, fear-mongering that's floating around the internet. Eli Grayson and others are a part of that fear campaign, basically, it seems. It seems. I'm going to say it that way. It seems. I got one friend who's a mutual friend of Eli's, and I've seen some of the posts he's been making, and I will talk more about that later. I'll just say that Salon.com is not a source I'm going to rely on. And also, again, Eli's interpretation of some of what's going on, particularly the Freedmen issue, I don't totally wholeheartedly agree with. I'm actually on the opposing camp. So, and it's not because I'm an evil racist or any of that crap. Like, he would paint me that way, and he has painted me that way on Facebook. We used to be friends on Facebook. We're not anymore. So that's why I unfriended him. He tried to refriend me years later, and I rejected the request. It's like, no, dude, if you think I'm supporting Jim Crow, why are you trying to be my friend again? I didn't say that to him, but it's like, come on, dude. My name's kind of distinctive. Like, if you've been friends with me in the past, I've had the same Facebook profile name the entire time. So what makes you think I'm going to say, oh, yes, let's be friends again? No, dude, come on. Am I looking to be enemies for life with people? No, I would rather find some common ground. But like I said, look, I don't agree with Ann or Turner when it comes to the excitement regarding Leonard Peltier. They probably don't agree with me on the issue of the J6ers. But I think we can all agree that there needs to be some changes in Muskogee Nation. I think that people need to speak up more. That's what they're saying, and that's what, based on my last video, I'm sure you guys can see that I'm very much in support of free speech. If you try to shut that down, I'm not down with that. You can't just look at Turner's profile and say, oh, well, this guy is just saying slanderous things and we need to block him. There's at least 2 people that did that on this one group alone. And I'm not for that, man. I'm sorry. You have a right to speak. I have a right to speak. We all have a right to speak. If I'm wrong about something, call me on it. Okay? Yeah, call me on it. But if I'm right, I'm right. And you got to prove me wrong. And you're not going to be able to if I'm right. So, you can convince others. And here's the thing. If the leadership at MCN are actually in the right and Turner's in the wrong, he's willing to be proven wrong. They need to speak up. Just like anything that Ann Townsend says about Second Chief Del Beaver, unless he comes and speaks out about it, I'm going to assume that he actually treated her the way that she says, that she alleges he treated her. And I'm going to not vote for him next time he runs for any office. I'll be voting against him because I don't want people acting the way that she was allegedly treated. And unless he comes to defend himself and defends his good name on the subject, then if you can't at least try to defend yourself, I'm gonna side with her. I'm going to. Sorry, but it's the way it is. So, Second Chief Del Beaver, if you're watching this or your family are watching this, speak out. Speak out, one way or the other. You know, and if what she says is true and you're not going to deny it, maybe explain why you thought it was okay. You know, and maybe explain the situation better. And if you can do that, maybe you're not unworthy of a vote in the future, but you need to explain the situation or at least deny it. You know, whatever, do something. But don't just say, no, it's not true. Bye. Yeah, you know, like actually, you know, explain. No. This is what happened. This is what actually happened that day. You know, present it to us in a way that actually is palatable. Okay. Anyway, we deserve that. Given these allegations, if an MCN employee is treated that badly, we deserve to know. Just like in Turner's case, if he actually was fired for trying to get them to do the right thing, that doesn't speak well about them, including our chief, who I voted for and I support, and I have love for the man because I've seen some of the things he's been trying to do, and I'm grateful for that. So I just, I don't want to see people fired just to shut them up. Okay, I don't like that. If they're actually doing the right thing, they shouldn't be fired. And if they're doing a good job and they're doing the right thing, they shouldn't be fired. So, but if there's a personality difference, and that could be a legitimate issue. I'm not saying Turner is a totally normal dude. I don't think he's totally normal. Okay. His personality may have conflicted with people, and that might have become a real issue for some of them. It may not even just have been about the fact that he was calling them on their alleged dirt. Okay. It could be his personality. I don't know. He seems like a likable enough dude, but at the same time, he may not be everybody's cup of tea. Put it that way. So, anyhow, I'll do a separate video on all the Donald Trump stuff regarding the Lumbee Indians, regarding whether our citizenship is taken away, our U.S. citizenship is taken away because we're tribal nations. That really deserves a little bit more detail. And again, like individuals like Eli and others out there are sharing stuff on their Facebook and because they have influence, people are reading this stuff and they're getting a certain idea that may not be totally correct. So that'll be a separate video. I need to have all these stuff in front of me. I need to clear my head of everything else I just talked about so I can be in the right zone. So anyway, hope we're all having a wonderful Sunday. I'm grateful to all of you for watching, those of you who do watch. I'm sorry that I've been not as forthcoming about responding to messages because I've been really busy in life lately. I know I keep mentioning that, and it's true, and I'll be a little more in detail in the future. Right now, I'm not in a situation where I really want to discuss all that. So, if I don't answer the phone, if I don't respond, please understand I got reasons for that, and it's not personal to you guys. It's personal to me and other things that are happening. And I'm also super, super busy at work, and I have to drive long distances back home. I was in Compton on Friday, and it took me 2 hours. 2 hours to get back to the office so I can prepare for the next day. Because I had, a Saturday job that I really wanted to get done because it's more money. So yeah, I was, and that's even further getting home, because as I was traveling, the traffic just got worse and worse and worse, and it sucked. Okay, so I got stuff going on. So I beg your pardon. I ask you for your patience. I'm gonna try to do more with this channel, like I always say. and that's why I'm still doing videos here, because I want to make sure I get some content out there that's relevant to what we're going through right now. And as a country, as a Muskogee Nation, as individuals trying to navigate what's going on. And Native Americans for Trump. Check out his Facebook profile. Maybe do that before I set forward my other video on the issue of Trump and all the stuff that's going on. There's, like I said, there's fear mongering going on. There's stuff about the Navajo being arrested and being detained by ICE and stuff, which is apparently bogus, because they're not actually providing the names of individuals who. Well, we couldn't find anybody who actually was, detained. Right. Well, it sounds like it's bogus. Then, if you can't give me a name, then you're full of crap. Anyway, more on that stuff later, because this is an ongoing thing right now all over the internet the last couple days, and I want to talk about it, but I wanted to research more. I want to verify some things. I didn't really want my Orange Man Rad to be anti-native, because I don't think he is. Okay. And I still, before and now, I don't think he is. But I'm also not really incredibly pumped up about the Lumbees being possibly given federal recognition, that he's pushing to get them federal recognition. I think that's a mistake. Like I said, even good leaders make mistakes. Trump's made mistakes, and that, I think, is one of them. But he's making other decisions that are good and will benefit our country and will benefit natives. That's why most native voters voted for Trump. That's what happened this time around. Anyway, enough for now. Enough for watching. Till next time, hopefully very soon, maybe even this evening, maybe, we'll see. Hadam Chichatlis.